US holds interest rates as Iran war triggers inflation fears. The US central bank has voted to hold interest rates steady again as a spike in oil price since the start of the US-Israel war, with Iran rises economic uncertainty and threatens to drive up inflation. The decisions, which was widely expected, left the Federal Reserve key interest rate in the range of 3.5% to 3.75%, where it has stood since December. Despite pressure from the US President Donald Trump to slash borrowing costs, policymakers have been moving cautiously as they face a tricky combination of rising price and mixed signals from the job market. Analysts say the war has made them even less likely to cut, with markets now pushing back to the chance of the rate cuts happening into next year. Forecasts released after the meeting shows the majority of the Fed board members still expect to cut interest rates at least once this year, with 5 now expecting rates could fall below 3%. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said future cuts would depend on whether inflation continues to fall, noting that it was too soon to say how the Iran war would affect that outlook. We just don't know what the effect of this will be, and really no one does, he said. The Fed typically lowers borrowing costs when it sees unemployment rising and wants to boost the economy. It raises them when it is worried about inflation, hoping higher borrowing costs will ease spending and slow down price rise. But an economy picture modeled in part by abrupt policy changes, such as tariff, has made it difficult for policymakers to agree on which problems to prioritize. The war in Iran is the latest, triggering a spike in oil price that has already driven up the gas price in the US to the highest since 2024. While that is likely to drive up price more widely, at least temporarily, it also risks slowing the economy as households have less money to spend on other things. Fed board members now expect inflation to end the year at 2.7%, up from 2.4% they were predicting in December. Powell said that increase was due to oil shock and concerns that the US has not yet seen the last of the price rise triggered by the tariff Trump put in place last year. Meanwhile, board members on average are forecasting economic growth of 2.4%, up slightly from 2.3% in December, while predicting the unemployment rate will hold steady at 4.4%, as previously predicted. Powell said the Trump administration's crackdown on immigration, which has slowed population growth and reduced the size of the workforce, meant companies did not need to hire as many people to keep unemployment down. But he acknowledged concerns, saying that it was not a really comfortable balance. That's the balance, but it does have a feel of the downside risk, he said. Powell said the next 6 weeks would be critical to understanding how the world's largest economy evolves. His term as chair is due to end in May, but Powell said he would stay on as chair until Trump's choice to replace him is confirmed. Senators have threatened to block Kevin Walsh confirmations until a Department of Justice investigations into cost overruns at the Fed renovations is resolved. Powell said he would remain on the board at least until the investigation concludes, even if he has stepped down as a chair. He said he had not decided whether he would remain on after, saying he would make that decision based on what he thought was the best for the institutions at that point.